The NBA season is here. Last night, the Charlotte Hornets played the Oklahoma City Thunder in their first preseason game of the season.
And joining us this morning is Charlotte Hornets beat writer for the Charlotte Observer, Rod Boone. Good morning, Rod. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing this morning?
We're doing good.
Well.
Okay, so the first preseason game is in the books. Let's talk about this. What's your first impressions?
I guess a couple of things. Con Knipple, rookie drafted, number one in the first round. Essentially, to see him come out and play the way he did in his first game, had a little bit of a struggle at first. A couple of jump shots didn't go down for him. He had an air ball, but he had 18 points. Played well in the second half, and to kind of see him kind of get his feet wet was a good thing. Also, Brandon Miller, he hadn't played since January. He had a wrist injury, had surgery, and to see him come out there, he hit a turnaround jump shot, a couple of dunks. Those are my impressions of the Hornets so far, as watching those two guys, Brandon Miller and Con Knipple, do their thing last night against the Thunder.
We will see what happens as the preseason continues. So not a lot of people are talking about this, but the Hornets made a lot of offseason moves. Talk about some of those key additions that you think might be helping out LaMelo.
Well, I mentioned Con Knipple a few minutes ago. I mean, he's probably one of the main ones. You look at his ability to stretch the floor. The Hornets need somebody to be able to stay in the corner. When Melo does his thing, say, all right, here's the ball coming to you, hit that jump shot. So with Knipple out there, he can help stretch the floor, give Melo more room to play. That is a benefit. Also, Colin Sexton, they traded for him, brought him in from the Utah Jazz. He's been a veteran leader so far. He's one of the players who can come in, be a ball handler. He can take pressure off LaMelo. He can score. He can make for him, just do a lot of different things for him in the backcourt. So I like Colin Sexton and against Con Knipple. And even if you want to throw him rookie in there as well, is Ryan Kalkbrenner. I mean, Ryan Kalkbrenner so far in training camp has been the talk of camp. The players like what he's bringing. He has just a basic kind of center type of mentality where he's just going to be down low, blocking shots, getting rebound, trying to protect the paint and make dunks. So I like Kalkbrenner. So they got a couple of guys that help LaMelo. We'll see if it happens for him this year.
And after watching that game, what are some of the key takeaways? What do you think they really need to work on, especially going into this season?
Well, one of the main things is defense. Charles Lee is all about defense. If you can't play defense and give effort, you won't be in the court as him as the head coach. So they didn't play very well in that last night. They have to be able to have better communication, know what spots to be in, because if you can't play defense at this level in the NBA, you aren't going to win many games because you can go out there and try to score, outscore your opponent, but at some point you got to play defense to be able to lock down the game. So if they can't do that, they won't be a good team going forward. And also rebounding. That's going to be a big thing for them, is rebounding, finishing off possessions. If you, playing defense well for 24 seconds and can't get the rebound, it could be a little bit deflating out there for you as well. So it's more about rebounding and defense for the Hornets to be able to be a good team this year for sure.
Okay, so rebounding, defense. But now after getting rid of Mark Williams and adding so many players, how do you think they work to get a vibe, to get them gelling and all, working together? Is that going to be a challenge?
I think it will be a little bit because, as you mentioned, with a new team in terms of new players, it takes time. Even though you want to say you can plug and play like this is NBA 2K, it doesn't work that way in real life. You can't just play fantasy basketball in NBA 2K. You got to actually have the guys get camaraderie and know they want the ball on the floor and things like that. So I think that's kind of the biggest thing, is watching them develop chemistry. When you have Colin Sexton come in here, a ball handler, playmaker, you have guys like that who don't know where guys want the ball. It takes time. So they'll be fine, but just give them a little bit of time to actually go out there and become a team first, in my opinion.
All right. Well, okay, last question. Do you think the Hornets can be the next Pacers or Thunder? Or is this just like an absolute unrealistic expectation for fans?
I wouldn't say it's unrealistic, but let's kind of temper that a little bit, because the Thunder and Pacers, made incredible runs to the finals. So the Hornets are not a finals type team just yet. You got to win a playoff series first. So let's just kind of slow down a little bit with that in terms of trying to think they're going to go that far. But I do believe if they are healthy, which is the big thing with this team always, their health. If they are healthy, to me, they are a playoff team. What seed that is, I can't say. It could be maybe a 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there. But the talent is there. The players are there. It's more about can they stay healthy. And if you're a Hornets fan, you know that's the biggest question for this team every year, beginning with LaMelo Ball. If he's healthy and can be out there in the court, Hornets have a chance to win ball games every night.
Got to win those games before you can start talking playoffs. Got to be able to, walk
Absolutely.
before you run, one step at a time. All right, I think this is to entertain our producer. If you had to pick a Hornets all-time starting five, Rod, you've known about the Hornets for a long time, since they started. Who's your all-time starting five?
That's a tough question, but we got to get a little bit of old school, a little bit of new school, right? So you got to go with Alonzo Mourning for
Of
one.
course.
Zoe is the center. He's the fan favorite. Got to go with Zoe, right? Also LJ, Larry Johnson. Got to go with Grandmama. He's in there as well. Then you kind of get a little bit of the gray area, right? But to me, Del Curry. He is not only a TV analyst, but also one of the best three-point shooters of all time in franchise history. So you got him in there. You got to have Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy was the man when the Hornets were playoff worthy. First were kind of just becoming a franchise and trying to put the name on the map, so to speak. And then, of course, all-time leading scorer, Kemba Walker. How can you forget Kemba Walker? So to me, those are the five guys I would have. You can mix and match a little bit, but those, in my opinion, are the guys you want to have if you're a Hornets fan for your top five.
All right. Well, you heard it here. This is Rod Boone giving us his top five. Thank you so much for waking up with us. We enjoyed that. Of course, the Hornets, the preseason continues. They have a few more preseason games. Didn't get the win that they wanted last night, but hopefully things will turn around.
And the Hornets tip off the regular season at home on October 22nd against the Brooklyn Nets. Keep it right here. Becca has an update on the Monday morning commute.